Sihatithiu. Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back on this one. On his show, he made it very clear that Zion Williamson is the top trade target this season, and it's not even close. Stephen A. said, Zion is the clear frontrunner. Everyone expects him to leave New Orleans eventually, and the Knicks are often mentioned as a potential landing spot. He pointed out that it's less a question of if Zion departs, but when, and make no mistake, Stephen A. emphasized New Orleans is not planning on keeping him for life. Stephen A. reminded everyone just how dominant Zion can be when healthy. He recalled a game against the Lakers a couple of seasons ago, saying, he forced defenses to adjust every possession. It was heartbreak when he got injured, but it was obvious. This kid can take over a game whenever he's at full strength. He stressed that Zion is a top 5 talent in the league, averaging nearly 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists last season, while shooting 57% from the field. He's versatile. He's a Swiss Army knife, Stephen A. said. Strength, size, athleticism. Few players can match him in one category, none in all 3. Then he turned to the Lakers scenario. Stephen A. asked, would you trade for Zion Williamson? He broke it down. Multiple factors need consideration. Pelicans' return package, Zion's health, conditioning, durability. He reminded everyone that Zion's contracts, $39.4 million this season, $42 million next, $44.8 million after, are not fully guaranteed until mid-July in 2025-26 and beyond. That's a built-in safety net, Stephen A. said. Teams can take a swing without being fully locked into that massive salary. That opens the door for creative trade. Stephen A. explained the upside. Acquiring Zion doesn't necessarily mean a long-term financial nightmare. With elite talent and built-in flexibility, he said, it's high risk, yes, but high reward. At 25, Zion could be a cornerstone alongside someone like Luka Doncic. Imagine the pairing, Stephen A. exclaimed, Luka on the perimeter, Zion cutting to the basket for thunderous dunks. The chemistry and explosiveness would make them one of the most electrifying duos in the NBA. He also acknowledged that the Lakers' top targets remain Giannis Antetokounmpo or Nikola Jokic, 2 of the premier stars in the league, but he cautioned that neither move is guaranteed or even likely. Giannis might never leave Milwaukee, given his loyalty to the franchise and the city, and the ongoing uncertainty surrounding his long-term plans makes any trade for him highly speculative. Jokic, on the other hand, has a very different set of priorities. He prefers staying in Serbia, close to his family and his horses, and has expressed little desire to uproot his life purely for basketball reasons. Stephen A. emphasized that these factors make both superstars complicated, if not improbable, options for Los Angeles. Stephen A. then highlighted Zion Williamson as a compelling alternative, saying, Zion becomes the alternative. The question is, at what cost? He went on to break down a plausible scenario, suggesting that a trade package involving Austin Reeves, along with a couple of future first-round picks, might be manageable for the Lakers. He stressed that while this trade could be feasible financially and strategically, it is not without significant risk. Zion's history of injuries, conditioning issues, and limited games played in recent seasons are real concerns that any team considering him must weigh carefully. Finally, Stephen A. painted the upside in stark, unmistakable terms. If LeBron were to leave, Zion could slide right into that role immediately. You would have a player putting up 25 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists alongside Luka Doncic. That's not just good, that's NBA-changing stuff. He elaborated that this combination of elite talent and positional fit could transform the Lakers' offense, provide a new identity to the team, and instantly make them one of the most dangerous lineups in the league. Stephen A. wrapped up by emphasizing the stakes. This is a high-risk, high-reward scenario. Zion could either elevate the Lakers into immediate championship contention or, if injuries strike again, leave them scrambling. But that's exactly why this conversation matters, because the potential upside is enormous, and the Lakers have the opportunity to reshape their future with a single, bold move. And that, folks, is precisely how Stephen A. Smith sees Zion Williamson's potential move, a calculated gamble that could redefine the trajectory of the Los Angeles Lakers for years to come. Stephen A. Smith went in on Zion Williamson again, and I'm telling you, he made it crystal clear on his show. He said, "Couple Zion's offensive dominance with his ability to defend, block shots, and hold his own physically inside, and you've got a prospect that is extremely appealing." Stephen A. acknowledged the concern. Yes, health and conditioning are big questions, but he emphasized that the Lakers have upgraded their strength, conditioning, and medical staff, bringing in some of the best experts in the game. Stephen A. talked about Zion's situation in New Orleans, calling it challenging. Injuries, inconsistent support around him, and a lack of stability. He said, "Transitioning to a team like the Lakers could give Zion both the environment and motivation to truly elevate his game." He drew comparisons to Luka Doncic's improvement in Dallas, saying, "Playing with Luka, competing for championships annually, and benefiting from elite training resources could help Zion maximize his potential." On the trade scenario, Stephen A. gave a realistic perspective. If the price is reasonable, say Austin Reeves plus 2 future first-round picks, it could be a calculated risk worth pursuing. Zion offers an explosive combination of size, athleticism, and skill that you rarely see in the NBA, Stephen A. said. Pair him with Luka, and you've got a new level of offensive and defensive versatility. It's high risk, yes, but high reward. And in Los Angeles, in a championship-contending market, that gamble makes perfect sense. He reminded viewers that Zion should be in the conversation as a top 5 player every year. The stats, the explosiveness, the physical presence, it's undeniable, Stephen A. emphasized. He broke down Zion's physical tool: 6'6", 6'7" height, nearly a 7'10" wingspan, the ability to elevate over anyone. He's unlike anyone else in the league, Stephen A. said. But the key, he warned, is the right environment. Zion hasn't consistently been in the elite category because he hasn't had the right situation. Stephen A. stressed the importance of health and consistency. Last season, just 30 games played. The year before, 70. For a player of this caliber, you need 65-plus games a season to really consider him among the league's best. He said that if Zion can buy in, stay healthy, and hit that threshold, any team should pursue him aggressively. Pairing him with someone like Luka Doncic long-term, explosive, dynamic, fans would love it, Stephen A. said. He went further into last season's numbers: 28.6 minutes per game, 17 shots per contest, 56.7% shooting. Extremely efficient. Not much of a three-point shooter, but deadly in mid-range and two-point areas. Effective field goal percentage around 57%, with free throw shooting slightly down at 65.6% compared to his career average. Boards, 7.2 per game, including 2.5 offensive rebounds. Add 5 assists, 1.5 steals, and a block per game, Stephen A. said. Zion's versatility is undeniable. He can defend multiple positions, finish at the rim, create plays, dominate inside. He went on to imagine the Lakers pairing Zion with Luka Doncic and a high-level big man like DeAndre Ayton over the next several years. Stephen A. painted a vivid picture for viewers, saying, "That core could be one of the most incredible lineups in NBA history. You're talking about explosive athleticism, elite scoring, versatility, and defensive potential all on the same floor. But of course, it could also present challenges if chemistry issues arise or injuries become a factor. High potential always comes with risk, and Zion is the perfect example of that." He stressed that while the upside is enormous, any move involving a player of Zion's caliber requires careful consideration. The combination of Zion's size, strength, and unique skill set with Luka's playmaking and Ayton's presence in the paint could create a team capable of contending at the highest level year after year. Yet, Stephen A. reminded fans that potential alone isn't a guarantee. The Lakers would need to manage rotations, player health, and team chemistry carefully to make this work. Finally, Stephen A. left the viewers with the ultimate question, framing it in the way only he can. Would you make the move for Zion Williamson? Is the potential reward really worth the risk? He encouraged fans to weigh in with their opinion, whether they love the idea, hate it, or fall somewhere in between, emphasizing that this is exactly the type of high-stakes scenario that sparks debate among NBA fans. And of course, Stephen A. reminded everyone of the basics for staying connected to this ongoing conversation. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for future updates and in-depth analysis. He concluded with his trademark clarity. This is a conversation worth having. Zion Williamson could reshape the NBA landscape if the stars align, and it's exactly the type of move that could change the trajectory of the Lakers for years to come.